صباح النور وأهلا بكم مشاهدينا الكرام إلى حوار جديد مع شخصية ريادية جديدة. شغف ضيفنا للطاقة المتجددة والقدرة المتأصلة في تحديد ومكانة التقنيات المبتكرة هو الدافع وراء تأسيسه لمشروع يركز على هذا القطاع، فهو يشرف على تطوير وتسويق منصة الرياح البحرية العائمة، ويعمل على التمكين والوعي لإدخال التحول العالمي إلى طاقة الرياح البحرية في المياه العميقة. للتعرف أكثر على هذه القصة الريادية يسعدني أن أحاور في الاستوديو اليوم رائد الأعمال الإسباني السيد جون سالازار، المؤسس والرئيس شركة gazelle wind power limited. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Hala. Thanks
Great
for
to
having
have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
John, as we were saying before we went on it, like the company, the idea of the company, I think it's a little bit complicated for people these days because it's a new idea. And that's hats off to you because you're entering a challenge where it's very new. And for me, I would love to understand when I say your company is a key enabler to worldwide transition of deep water offshore wind energy. What does this mean?
No, that's absolutely right. And we're now together going to look into the future as floating offshore wind will be one of the main energy systems in the next decades. So Gazelle is one of the top technology providers and project co-developers for floating offshore wind projects. At Gazelle, what we are doing, Hala, is introducing the next generation for floating offshore wind platforms. And let me put some context into this.
Yeah, sure.
So in order to achieve net zero carbon goals and in order to stay on track with the UN goals of 1.5 degrees of global warming for this century, entities such as IRENA, GWEC Market Intelligence are targeting 2,000 gigawatt of offshore wind by 2050, coming from, in 2020, 35 gigawatts. So there is a huge gap, and the only way to achieve this decarbonization and net zero goals is by going what is called deep sea waters.
Yes.
Deep sea waters means going beyond 60 meters in depth from the surface level of the sea towards the bottom of the sea. When you go beyond 60 meters in depth is where the world's wind resources, over 63% of the wind world resources are. The wind is stronger, more constant, less intermittent, and in order to do this, you need floating platforms in order to put the wind turbines. That's exactly what we are doing at Gazelle Wind Power.
Wow, it's actually too much things to grasp, which is amazing. And talking about that, like because of the complexity of the nature of what you just described, there are lots of challenges you might face since we're talking about wind energy, we're talking about sustainability, and in addition to that, we're merging with it digital transformation. So how do you face all these things? What are the main challenges you face? Because it's not easy to enter into this field.
That's right. I will highlight three challenges. There is a technology challenge, a supply chain industrial challenge, and a regulatory one. So starting with the technology. Imagine a 30-foot building, like a skyscraper, floating in the middle of the sea.
I know,
And on top, there is a wind turbine. So you need to keep these units stable and floating. And this can be in very, very rough seas. So you need a platform in order to provide floatability. And ourselves, what we're doing unique is that we are separating that floatability and the stability, because these can be solutions up to 200 meters in height. And if the wind turbine sways too much, if it tilts too much, it will cease operations. So there is a big technological challenge that all together with our colleagues in the industry, we are seeking to solve. That leads me to the second challenge. To do this type of projects, you need to work with 15 to 20 companies, from manufacturers to the installators, operations, maintenance. And the industry is not yet ready because we're creating an industry, a massive industry, a multi-trillion euro industry. So one thing is to do a pilot project, as the ones, if you Google search, you will see. And a very different thing is to do this for utility scale projects. And that's exactly what we are doing very compact, very modular, light solutions. The last challenge is from a regulatory point of view. The average investment for this type of projects may range between $2 and $3 billion. This can generate employment for over 2,000 people, so it's massive. You need policy frameworks that give certainty, so investment is fostered, and also you need the right stimulus to this industry to catch up within the next decade.
And how you're coping with all these challenges with your project?
So in that sense, we've put together a formidable consortium of companies, and it's very important to tackle each of the problems at a step, and create this type of global network.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Jon, as you can see here, one of the main themes of Expo is sustainability, and that's what your company stands for, big time. How do you see Expo enabling entrepreneurs, specifically in the renewable energy field?
So it gives you the opportunity to have a global exposure. In our case, we won a competition being selected among the top 3 startups in sustainability with a presence in the UAE. And we expect to be here in the next coming weeks, being introduced to global energy developers, major oil and gas, investors, and also give us the opportunity to be discussing with like-minded entrepreneurship minds, and create that global network.
Yes, absolutely. And Jon, since your company is, as we mentioned, is a key enabler for worldwide transition to deep water offshore wind energy, why did you choose Dubai as your head office out of all the countries? And why do you see from your experience it's very important to encourage entrepreneurs come and invest here in the region?
That's right, mainly because of 3 reasons. I will highlight 3. First, allows me to stay very, very focused. It has a great infrastructure. You can stay focused on what's really important. Second, it allows you also to have a very high-level networking. And as entrepreneurs, I believe a lot in mentorship. So it allows you to have people that has been there, that has done it, from the owner of one of the largest shipyards in the Middle East, here in Jebel Ali, to financial wizards in the Dubai Financial District. So that's very important. And lastly, last but not least, this is a global hub for doing business. So for us, the Asian market, as well as Europe, is very important. And I can take a flight on the very same day, do a meeting, come again, stay focused.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jon, from your experience, and we're talking about the challenges, how do you, like for the entrepreneurs who are watching us now, what are your advices, like top 3 advices for entrepreneurs to face the challenges and keep walking and achieve their ideas?
So first of all, to focus on the few, not the many. As entrepreneurs, we have a lot of ideas every day, and focus is saying, no, I'm focused on this, I have a great responsibility doing this, so let's win. Let's play to win, not just not to lose, and let's achieve this, and then we will move to the next thing. So that would be one thing. Second, as I mentioned before, surround yourself with great people. Surround yourself with mentors, with people that has been there, that has already done it, so they can help you to see where the challenges are and avoid making mistakes. And third, and this would be the best advice for me, to just do it. You need to take massive action. As I always say, you need to kiss 100 frogs. By that, what I mean is you meet 100 people and you find the princess or the prince. And if my shareholders are watching me, I'm not calling you frogs. I love you. But my point is that you need to persist, because you will have rejections. You will need to sacrifice a lot of things, and you just need to do it and find something very important behind that to persist.
Absolutely. I like that. I like that. Jon Salazar, muchas gracias. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks a lot for having me here. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you. Same here. وهلا بنعود لكم زملائنا بمركز الأخبار لاستكمال فقرات إكسبو هذا الصباح.